You're listening to the Small Business Talk podcast with Cathy Smith.
Small Business Talk is a podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want a better way to run their businesses without spending years doing it the hard way. Small Business Talk is hosted by Cathy Smith, who has run the same marketing agency for more than 17 years and helped hundreds of business owners achieve their marketing goals.
Welcome to Small Business Talk, episode 153. Welcome back if you had some time off over Christmas and New Year. Here in Australia, it's summer holidays and it's hot. Heading towards 40 today, which is 104 in Fahrenheit. Beautiful beach weather. Getting a little bit hot for most Aussies, but I love it. So much so I'm heading off to the beach next week to have an extra week in the sun. Plenty of slip-slop slaps, so good sunscreen, all of that, but love the weather. Sorry to you guys up in the Northern Hemisphere if it's cold, snowy and miserable. We'll be there in not too distant future and then we'll be complaining about the winter. But for the moment, summertime, absolutely love it. But you don't want to hear me talk about summer. So what do you want to hear me talk about? Well, today we're going to talk about marketing is hard. I get this all the time in my other business, Catco Enterprises. New listeners, you may not know that I run a digital marketing agency, have done for nearly 21 years now. So marketing is something I'm really passionate about. Small business and making sure that your marketing money makes you money, because if it doesn't, I'm afraid you're doing it wrong. Have a look and see what you're doing and make sure you are testing and measuring all the time. Small business is hard. Facebook doesn't work. You can't get traction unless you have paid ads. Common things I hear all the time, and in my world, they are all wrong. So let's talk about what my marketing looks like, how I can help you, and just give you a few tips and tricks perhaps. So the first thing I talk about is the spaghetti effect. Yes, marketing is hard when you take a handful of spaghetti and throw it against the wall and hope that it will stick. If you spend your time on transactional selling, on going from one sale to another, chasing your tail, then marketing is hard. You are feeling constantly stressed, never having enough time in your day, and you probably end up not doing it all, giving it all up and going, this marketing stuff doesn't work. And maybe it works for a little while. Word of mouth and the past customers that you've had might bring you in a few sales, but you and your business are not thriving and you're definitely caught up in that spaghetti effect. So what should you do? Well, let's start with a clear plan. A clear plan of action is definitely what you need. Marketing can often be an afterthought. It can be something you rally around and hurry to do when the phone stops ringing. Or if you've got time, you're sitting waiting for something, or it's a Sunday afternoon, procrastinating about something else you should be doing. Yep, we've all been there. That's when you think about your marketing. So you get caught up in the all or nothing trap. You've been to a webinar, you've listened to a podcast, even mine you might get a bit excited with, and you've heard someone say that they're doing well doing this particular thing, fill in the blank. So you get all excited and you have a try. Yep, for a few days that's great. A week, maybe if you really love it, you might do a month. But sooner or later you get busy, you forget the exact process, or you don't get the results that you were promised or the other people have told you they've got. So you stop. And this is definitely the all or nothing approach. It's often platform focused, so you might be putting all your effort into Facebook or LinkedIn, or you heard somebody was doing really well on TikTok, so you jumped on that. But you're running around like a headless chicken for you non-Aussies, and you're running mad from one piece of grain, scratching, grabbing at it, over to the next. You were wearing way too many hats and you're exhausted. You might be getting some results, but you are exhausted. You're working long hours and you're not getting any quality family time. That's no way to live. Then you hear you need to have paid ads to make your marketing successful. So like I said in the beginning, I think that's rubbish. We have hundreds of clients that we run very successful campaigns for year after year, 100% organically. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a time and a place for paid ads. And we do run paid ads for some of our clients, but they're part of a strategic plan. They're not the whole marketing plan. And they're not just because some guru popped up and said, hey, if you do this, it worked for me, it's fantastic, you'll get the same results. But you don't know what their strategic plan is. And that's often why when you try to replicate what they're doing, it doesn't work. You don't need paid ads to be successful with your marketing. And in some sectors, paid ads actually don't work at all. So all you're doing is making Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or wherever you're putting the paid ads, Google, of course, as well, very rich. And people like to do business with people. Business is always P2P, people to people. No matter what industry you're in, what sector you're in, we always work with people. People are the ones making the decisions. Maybe in the future, robots will, and no doubt some may say robots are already doing it. But for the people I deal with and most small businesses, people deal with people. You need to start to get a good marketing flow. You're getting a few leads coming in, your prospects are turning up, and you're getting some really wonderful top-level clients. When you start to get this traction, you're feeling great because you're getting out of that transactional selling. You've definitely stopped being that headless chicken running around scratching for the grain, and you're starting to build relationships. But did you know that only 3% of people are ready to buy right now? So that's 97% of people, if they only see one message of yours, they're never going to buy. If they only get one touch point or only see one piece of content, you've lost them. Now, yes, there are some unicorns that might have seen something and it was just so sensational that they will remember you forever. And when they're ready, even years down the track, they'll look you up. They're unicorns, they're very few and far between. So to get people to buy, you really need to build that relationship with them. We all want to feel like we're listened to, we're heard, and we're appreciated. And that means building relationships. Will all of that 97% buy from you? No. And frankly, you don't want them to. A Mini driver will never buy a Porsche, no matter how good the marketing is. Yes, they might dream about it and they might want it, but they never will actually buy one. And a Porsche driver, would they buy an SUV? Well, maybe. Certainly if their circumstances change and now they have a family. Porsche also make SUVs now. Would they buy a Porsche one or would they buy a different brand? I guess it depends on their circumstances and their needs at the time. The point is, not everyone is your client, and you definitely do not want everyone to be. We've all had those clients that we've cut the price for, they've been so difficult, they've made it so hard, and then other people where they're very happy to pay the price. In fact, they quite often would be happy to pay more. They're so easy, the results come. You know the ones I'm talking about. So no, not everybody is your client. So that's when you're starting to get a good marketing flow. Once you start getting a great marketing flow, you can add some automation to help create these touch points and build a great relationship with your prospects. Yes, automation done right can be an amazing tool in your toolkit. Unfortunately, we've all been touched by the automation that's gone wrong syndrome. Do it right and it can make your life easier, especially things that you're doing over and over that don't need necessarily to be done by you. And did you know there's one level higher than marketing flow? If you'd like to go over to smallbusinesstalk.com.au/153, I've put a diagram there. It's called Activating Holistic Marketing, and it will show you all the different aspects of what your marketing should look like, from your transactional, your spaghetti effect, right up to the last one, which I'm just going to tell you about now. Are you the prize? Attraction is when you are the prize and people seek you out. Your ideal client talks about you, recommends you, tells their friends about you, says you really got to work with this person or this brand. You know, you've all got the favourite ones that you would tell anybody and you'd never ever think of even looking for somebody else. They're in a market of their own because as far as you're concerned, they are the only one. You never look for anybody else. You never do any more market research. You've bought from them in the past and you will buy from them again. That is attraction. That is when you are the prize. You have targeted placement and you can be seen as the only one to go for. Life is easy. Your business is thriving. You have a clear framework and a positive return on your marketing investment. Attraction comes when your marketing is working together to benefit your whole business in a holistic way. Like the sound of that? Want to know more? Well, if you go to catcoent.com.au/quiz, then you can see where your marketing is currently sitting. Marketing doesn't need to be hard. So check it out and see what you think. There's also free resources on the Catco Enterprises site, so catcoent.com.au. So next week we have a special guest and they will be talking about how to scale up your business fast and work less. So that is perfect to follow on from this episode. So have an amazing week. Hope that wherever you are, you enjoy your weekend and get some time off. And till next time, smallbusinesstalk.com.au, or as you're probably doing now, listening to it on your favourite podcast app, SBT Community, enjoy your journey.
Don't forget to subscribe to Small Business Talk podcast and head on over to smallbusinestalk.com.au/downloads for all the show notes and links to this episode. Remember, to be great, you must start. Pick one tip from today's episode, take action and implement it. Let's meet again next week at the same time and place. Until then, take action. And SBT community, enjoy your journey.